I am doing another video on ear taping or posting, or they might call it wrapping. Something new for my latest or newest Titan families, and I thought I could do it quick. I'm going to see if I can employ the help of my assistant, my daughter, named Lumps. And I don't even have all of the supplies, but I'm going to see if I can do it with what I have, illustrate through a demonstration how I would wrap my pup's ears, because I have a pup here that I'm going to wrap his ears, and hopefully show you how you can do it at home, and how you can change it as needed. Typically, I'll wrap the ears for maybe 3 days at a time, take it off to clean it if they haven't already taken it off, to check on whether or not it has hardened, the cartilage is hardened, if it's standing or not. But this is a quick and easy way to do it yourself in the event that you don't have a vet nearby, or if it's just too much of a hassle and so forth to go back and forth to the vet, especially if they charge you. So FARUQ, you can see FARUQ's ears are not quite standing on their own, right? My right side, his left ear is droopy, and the one on his right side needs to stand a little bit more erect. So if you can see that a little bit. It's hard looking at this direction, but whereas Asada's ears perked up on their own with absolutely no taping. It really just depends on the individual ear, the hardening of the cartilage, etc. So sometimes they will pop and sometimes they don't. And if they don't, see that? You have to post them. And it won't take long for them to set, but you have to go ahead and do that so that they don't continue to grow and harden in that fashion. So I'm going to show you some things that you can use. You can use popsicle sticks, right? Adhesive sports tape. This is just a variation of it. This is another type. And I actually will often use Gorilla Tape. I don't have any right now, so I'm going to just try to demonstrate with what I have. And I'll also use some spray adhesive. I do believe I have some of that as well. And so I'm going to show you with what I have and see how it goes. And then hopefully you can try this at home. So if you've noticed, I've taken the popsicle sticks, which are these mini craft sticks, right? And just take them out. I'm actually going, these are the perfect size, especially for a pup this age. They are going to go inside the ear like this and become the brace or the post. There are many ways to wrap an ear, several ways. This is the way I use it because I can recreate it over and over again. But this is going to go in the ear, but first we're going to envelop it in between 2 pieces of sports tape. You can see that I've already cut off 2 pieces, and the sticky side is up on both ends. See that? That's sticky and that's sticky. And what I'm going to do is place the popsicle stick right in the center, if I can get it off of my fingers myself and hold the phone. I'm going to center it. If you can hear in the background, now my dogs choose to go through some fisticuffs while I'm recording. But anyway, you're going to take the popsicle stick and put it right in the middle here in the center, and with the sticky side up, right? So that means the back of it is non-sticky. I'm going to place atop the other popsicle stick, right? See that? Right in the middle, and hopefully gently attach the 2. So now you have a sticky side up, and the back should be the non-sticky side. See that? Okay, looks like I'm going to need my assistant to help me because I can't do this with holding the phone, and I was too lazy to get my stand. So, all right, when I come back, I'm going to show you what to do next. Okay, so now that I have my assistant, I can focus on using both of my hands, and where I left off was we put a small mini popsicle stick in between 2 previously cut pieces of the sport tape, sticky side up, so it is enveloped in between the 2. And you can kind of see at the end how one end is curling up, if you can see that. All right, and now that it's in there, I'm being careful to press it down so that it is sticky. You can see that the stick is really in there. And the whole point of this is I want to use the popsicle stick as a brace so that it will hold up the ear, but I don't necessarily want the stick to touch his ear directly. All right, so this will actually go, this is the sticky side. See how that is holding on? This will go inside his ear. But what I'm gonna do is first cut the edges so that they form a bit of a V, or a point, I should say. All right, as such. I don't need it to be like so blunt. Something like more like that, not so pointy, but more blunt, I should say. All right, so that way it will fit into the ear canal. Doesn't have to be perfect. Fit into the ear canal and then sit in there neatly. I'm just going to take this excess that I cut off, put to the side. All right, does not have to be perfect. It's looking pretty crappy. Right, sticky side is this. And then I'm going to take some adhesive, some spray adhesive, because I find that the sports tape, and you can see that I've gone through quite a bit. I have a collection of different types. They're not always sticky, so I will use something like this as a means of adhesion, right? And then this will go really on the skin or on the sticky side to help it. And then I'll use a little bit of this on the tape itself. Now I know this is strong, so this is not going to go directly on the skin per se, okay? But I'm going to use this to spray this, okay? So I'm going to spray a little bit on. Okay, so we're back. So also what you want to do is before you even bring the puppy, you want to start preparing some extra strips of the tape. I would say maybe 5 to 6 inches. You can always cut it. It's going to be used to wrap around the ear. And actually with him, I might have to wrap his whole head like a mummy up. Sometimes it works better. Other people have their techniques, I have mine. This works for me. Do what works for you and your individual puppy. All right, so I will have prepped maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 of these. You can make them long, but you can always cut them. And then I'm going to have some ready because I'm going to wrap it around. Now let's see how FARUQ does. I've already sprayed the sticky side up. And by the way, again, I would have prepared both sides, but for this case, I'm just going to do one, just illustrate and see how it goes. So we've got FARUQ, and you can see again, this is the ear that's really the most problem. And this one is not quite straight, but we'll get that as well. But when they both stand up, his ear should look something like, if he would let me, like this. Of course, he's not allowing me. So what I'm going to do is, I've already sprayed this side of it. That's the sticky side. If he allows me, and usually I would have someone helping, I'm going to put that brace right in there all the way down so that it is all the way in the ear canal and spread out the brace. See that? I got it all the way in there. And he's doing pretty good. So that sticky side is adhering with the skin. And it looks like it is. Look at that. Can you see that? It's already sticking up. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take the longer pieces and for illustrative purposes, start wrapping the ear. Now what you want to do is make sure you do not press or pinch the sides of the ear because you don't want to block any of the blood flow. You're just lightly going around the ear, and he's got me going, looking silly now. He's getting a little restless, and that's okay. I'm going to work quickly. It's not the prettiest. I just did it wrapped around the ear like that, okay? And typically what I do is work at the base and make my way up. This is not the prettiest because I'm working fast, but I'm going to wrap all the way around, getting inside the ear. You see how I'm not making it tight at all, going around the top, right? So that I've got some kind of brace. Now he's getting a little tired of me, and that's okay. You can get tired all you want to because I'm wrapping this ear whether you like it or not. But once I do this, I'm going to assess how he does, and if I need to, I will put a cone on him because we are going to get this ear to stand, and it won't take a long time. And I don't have to use a lot of tape and have this on for very long. And since I can do this myself, I can change this as often as I need to. Now notice I didn't even cut this. And I'm making sure that the ends are not pinching, right? We don't want to cut off any circulation or make it tight at all, right? So at the end of this, I'm gonna cut. I'm doing pretty good to just do this with myself. So you guys may be able to do this yourselves without having help, but I always suggest having help, especially if you're doing it by yourself for the first time. I'm just kind of working with him, okay? This is not pretty by any stretch of the imagination, so don't judge me. I've got some other ones that look much, much better than this, but considering I'm doing it with just 2 hands and a fairly wiggly baby, I'm doing pretty good. All right, so what I like to do is brace the top. Now, if you saw where I put this brace on it, I went above the little tip. You don't want to crease that either. So I put some tape right on the top just to keep that bridge. Do not pinch it. Right over it. This has got to be the ugliest wrap I've ever done. But look at that. Now, and I think that's been 10 minutes, and most of that has been me just getting the tape ready. Look at that. Your ears are standing, okay? 4 minutes that was, right? I'm gonna do the other one, and then I happen to have some cones. If he gives me any trouble, I'll put a cone on him and make him a bucket head, and then that will be good for at least a day or 2. And we could do this over and over again. Now, again, I went quickly, but I wrapped the ear starting from the base, going around. Do not pinch the sides. Don't make it tight. It doesn't have to be tight. And it should be tight because you don't want to interrupt the blood circulation, and you want it to be fairly comfortable. I used the adhesive spray on the brace being the popsicle stick in between those first 2. Pressed it on there until it was adhesive. The adhesive took effect, and then I wrapped it. I'm going to do the same thing with the other ear, and then put a cone on him, and then he'll probably complain, and the other one might try to mess with him, so I'll try to keep them separated a little bit. But this should be a good start, and it really shouldn't take too long to stand, especially at this age, because they are growing every day so quickly. If you can see him, I think he's almost 30 pounds now. At 11 weeks, he's 30 something pounds, and he wants to bite me. And that means that the cartilage will be trained easily and stand up. Okay? All right, so let's do the other ear. Okay, I've done the other side. You can see that now he looks like he can pick up HBO, right? And then I just put a bridge at the top. What does that mean? I just strung a piece from one side to the other to hold it up, right? You don't need that, I just like doing it. We'll see if he will allow this to be on him, I don't know. But I'm gonna put a cone on him too, because sometimes when they're first wrapped, they like to shake vigorously. And because we have other puppies here, they may try to go at him because he's the only one with it on. You can see that. Is it the prettiest? No. Look at that. I don't know what he's going after something. But see, I got the other side. We'll see how long I can get him to keep that on, and then we'll put the cone on him. All right, he's coned up. He may not need it, but again, I'm doing it because we have other puppies that may go after him, and I'm trying to keep them away from him. All right, I think we need to do a quick recap of all the supplies you need. He's like, what in the heck is going on? Let's do a recap of what you need. Okay, quick recap because I flew through that. I used these mini craft sticks, which I can pick up from Walmart or Hobby Lobby or Michael's. These are pretty standard, but you don't need to even use this. You can just get popsicle sticks out of Publix, wherever you can find popsicle sticks. All right, but these just happen to be a really good size. I don't have to cut this. Although in my supplies, I have several different types because depending upon the size and age of the dog and how big the ear is, if you're doing a very high crop, you might need a larger popsicle stick. But for the Corso crop at this age, between 8 and 12 weeks, that's fine. You need some sports tape, right? I've got different types because I'm looking for the most tackiest tape I can get. A lot of times they're not tacky at all, and I have to supplement the tack with some Gorilla adhesive, which does not go on the skin, that just goes on the tape on tape, right? And then I might use this as well, which is a more of a you know, craft bond or whatever. It's not that great, but it'll work. But notice I have varying sizes of tape. It's just you have to play with it, right, and just see what works. But I always feel like I have to supplement it with the tackiness. And then of course you just need some good scissors. Again, I used the popsicle sticks as a brace in between two previously cut tape strips, and I made a brace for which one side was tacky, and I put that tacky side inside the ear, and then just I pre-cut some strips of maybe 5 or 6, maybe 6 or 7 inches, pre-cut them, and then by the time I got the dog out, just made it very quick, get it into his ear and wrap it before he complained too much. And so far he seems to be doing okay. He's not going at it too much. He's kind of taking it in stride. Let's take a look at him. Well, maybe not. So as always, we thank you for watching. Leave a comment below, click subscribe. Also ring that notification button, and we will see you in the next video. Looks like Batman.